Welcome back to this rendition of Clapping Beefcakes. I am the Taco. Joined with me is Jarvis, aka Swatter, and today we are going to be putting 25 Will Ferrell movies on a tier list.
Kind of talk about how you plan on ranking these. Um, these are obviously not all of Will Ferrell's movies, and there are a few big ones that are missing. But these are the ones that you have seen, and you're going to be doing the main part of the ranking. So we picked the ones that you had seen. So especially ones like I'm looking like Austin Powers, Despicable Me, Curious George. Like, there's a few that I know he's not that big of a part, but they're still the ones you've seen. So, are you ranking these based on the overall movie that has Will Ferrell, or Will Ferrell, like how funny he is, or how good he is in the movie, or just kind of a mix of both?
I could say we could do a little bit of a mix of both because obviously, like Austin Powers, like I thought his scene was pretty funny, especially the one where he like couldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, obviously, that's a Mike Myers movie, so can't really just rate it based on how the movie is. And Curious George, I actually didn't know he was into, because I haven't watched that since I was a little youngin. And I think I'm just going to go off scenes
Gotcha.
basically
Okay,
on those things.
so yeah. Furthermore, we'll just get started. So, movie one is Anchorman. Walk me through it.
Anchorman is a comedy gold in my eye. I love that movie. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Makes me laugh. A really great cast, especially with Steve Carell, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd. It's just packed with amazing jokes. And then you also got Todd Packer from The Office. I can't think of his name right now, off the top of my
Mm-hmm.
head. Really, really blanking on that one. But it's just a great cast of people, and it's just really funny. Um, and me personally, I think this is one of his funniest movies of all time. There's two I think I would put in S tier, and this is one of them.
Oh, starting off strong with S tier. Okay, so now we move on to the Austin Powers movie. The let's do the International Man of Mystery. That's actually the first one. Oh, so there we go. So go ahead and start. That's the first one.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the one where he goes back in time, or almost
Uh,
kind of, or is
I
that the second
honestly,
one?
it's
Am I
been a while
thinking?
since I've seen him. I think it may be. Hmm, I don't think he goes back in time in the first one, but I could be wrong. I
Um,
can't Google on
if
mine.
it's
If
not,
you want
then
to
I don't. I think the one where he goes back in time is a little funnier. So I'm gonna put this one at a C,
see, okay,
only because his other Austin Powers one is a lot
yeah,
funnier, especially where he can't
yeah, and
die.
I also feel like we
And
talked about
onwards to
he's not.
the other Austin Powers.
All right, now one of the newer movies. I actually just watched this recently. I watched Oppenheimer when it first came out, and I meant to watch Barbie, but I never
Hmm.
really got around to it. But it's like it's really serious, but it's also it's it's funny and it it's really not afraid just to be like a funny movie. It's not like, even though it's really serious at times, and um, as much as I can relate to a movie that builds up women, I mean, you could tell that the message is getting across, but it was also like especially when she's he's chasing Barbie, like it's silly, and it's like it's a good kind of silly. It's not like it doesn't like tarnish the rest of the movie.
Yeah, agree with it. I've didn't watch it when it came out either. Like you said, I watched Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, great movie, great movie. It was. It was Barbenheimer. That's what they were calling it. And man, both these movies did well when they came out. Really, really good, respectable. Especially like you said, Ryan Gosling chasing around Margot Robbie, and you just honestly kind of felt bad for Ken the whole time. And like Will Ferrell, honestly, a little bit of a villain in this movie.
Yeah.
Um, Especially when the box up Barbie the whole time and stuff. But comedy wise, I don't really think it's not really up there for me at least. I mean, what your professional opinion? What tier would you think it was in?
Well, I mean, for me, I wouldn't have put the Austin Powers so high. But so
I think so too. I think that was a mistake by
yeah,
me,
but
honestly. I'd honestly put that down as down in C. If you want to adjust that,
yeah. Now,
put that back down into a
do
C
you
because it's not
want
horrible, but it's just it's too high to put on there just for a little bit of him being in there.
which one of these is better? Because we'll go ahead, we'll put them in the tier like the closest to the front or closest to the left is the better movie. So which one do
The
you think?
second movie is the better one.
Okay, so I'll switch that around. Yeah, so Barbie, I'd put it as a B because again, not really Will Smith movie, but he is a main character that does a really good job.
Mhm.
So that's my opinion.
I would agree so too. I wouldn't put it in A or S, and I don't think it deserves to be in a C because it's not a horrible movie.
Mm.
It's really not. It's just not. It's just not one of his greats.
All right, so slide that up to B. Um, Another one I have not seen, unfortunately, but I know I've seen a few scenes that are really funny. Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory is a pretty good movie. I think so. It's pretty funny. I mean, you'd never think male figure skating could be a comedy movie, but it works. Um, and a fun fact about it, that's where Kanye West's intro for "Fellas in Paris" came from. Like where they're gonna skate the one song and one song only. And also it's provocative that comes in it. So that's another iconic thing that comes from this movie as well. And then obviously their on or something like that with necks on, and when Will Ferrell's practicing it, he keeps cutting the dummy's head off. It's pretty funny movie. I would honestly put this one as a B as well because it's pretty great,
And you
but
want to put it above or
it's not his
behind
best
Barbie?
either. And like I'd put it above Barbie with his he's more of the lead and it's more about him and I think it's funnier as well, especially him in it.
All right, so now we move on to the campaign. I
I
know
see
your
this next
brother
one.
really
Have
likes
you
this
watched this one?
movie. I have not.
Oh, it's great. Have you not watched it?
I have not. I know that your brother really likes it.
Um, this is the one where he punches the baby in the face, and then as an act of revenge against his opponent, he sleeps with his wife too as like revenge, and then leaks the tape by himself because he thinks he's going to get more publicity. He's just a stupid congressman, and I find it really funny. He the only reason he won so many times because he ran so unopposed.
Hmm.
It's just a stupid congressman. And it's pretty funny. I put this one at high B tier. Honestly, I think high B tier to low A tier. Honestly, um, pretty funny movie, but I think there's just some more classics above it.
So are you putting it above Blades of Glory?
Oh, above Blades of Glory, it's probably going to be the highest ranked B on this list, in my opinion.
All right. Now we got. Let me double check. Yeah. So this is the next one is yeah. So the next one is Daddy's Home, and then the one after is gonna be Daddy's Home 2. So we'll it's got the movie and then the sequel right after.
I'm going to go out and say this: Daddy's Home One is by far better than Daddy's Home Two. I think so, especially just Will Ferrell being the stepdad and then Mark Wahlberg, goated duo in my opinion. Mark Wahlberg, and Will Ferrell just they work so well together, and I really wish they'd do more movies together. It's really funny. One of my favorite movies is with those two, and we'll get to that one later.
Mhm.
It's really good. Um, for me, this one's an A tier. The number one is, and then number two, I just it's funny. It's just not the same though. Like
Yeah, there are moments that
it's just
there are moments that Mel Gibson and I forget the other guy's name. There are moments that they add to it, like the thermostat scene where they're all for her. It's that typical dad, like, oh my gosh, they can't
mhm,
push the thermostat, and they're all sweating, and um, like there's some really good moments with that, and but it's definitely different, and obviously cameos by John Cena in both of them. Those are, or is it just the second one he's in?
mhm. He's at the very last end of the first one.
That's right.
He comes, and then that's where Mark Wahlberg ends up becoming a stepdad as well.
Yeah, so Daddy's Home 2. So where do you think you're gonna put it?
This one's tricky because, like you said, there is some funny scenes with it, and one that made me laugh is when John Cena, greatest WWE wrestler of all time, by the way, 17-time champ. He he was talking about how he could drive in the blizzard because he was on like Ice Truckers season 3 and he was an alternate, which was their best season. And then Will Ferrell was just like, yeah, that was a really good season. Like moments like that made me laugh, but it just doesn't compete with the first one, and it's just hard. I feel like I'm gonna put so many in B tier, but honestly, this one's just not as funny at all. I think I'm gonna put it high C tier.
All right, next up, this is Despicable Me 4. I don't think I've seen this one.
But yeah, Despicable Me 4, not really a great Despicable Me movie at all. I don't think he's the main villain in it, and outside of Despicable Me 1 and 2, I didn't think 3 was that good with his brother Drew. Um, I'm gonna put this one in. I'm gonna put this one in D because it's just didn't make me laugh as much. I don't know if it's just me getting older, but like I just think Despicable Me has just gone downhill ever since 2.
Yeah, it feels like every year there's a new Despicable Me or a new Minions movie, and there's just one of those things like Despicable Me, Frozen. I can't think of I mean, there's so many of those animation movies that just kind of take off and they never really look back. Um, and honestly, there's definitely two movies that I at least two that I'm pretty sure are going to be uh, D tier, maybe three or four, but a few of them I haven't seen. Just my suspicions. Uh, Next we have
Mm-hmm.
Elf. Before you rank it, I would like where does Elf fall in your Christmas movie? Like top five, top whatever.
Um, yeah, for me, Elf's number 3 for me. I got A Christmas Story and A Christmas Vacation, and then Elf. So yeah, that tells you how much I think of Elf. I feel like you highly think of Elf too as a movie, a great Christmas movie as well. It's a classic, honestly, instant classic. When you talk about Christmas movies, almost everyone thinks of Elf.
Yeah, for me it's probably top 10. I definitely like it and it definitely is funny. Um, and it has that Christmas vibe, but like if I'm trying to just be in the Christmas mood, I'm more of a Polar Express, Home Alone, Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some movies that again, if I'm wanting to specifically get in the Christmas mood, I'm watching over it. But if I'm looking for a good laugh, it's that and Home Alone are like top two. I mean, you can't really find a more funny movie. So where are you putting it on this list?
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people would say Elf would be an A tier movie. A lot of the Christmas fanatics as well, because of this the pure comedic value of it, especially with him. I always find it funny that just him versus the other elves, how much taller he was, and it was just funny seeing it that way. And then obviously just the way he acts, um, especially making that spaghetti. That's another classic scene. And Snowball is really good at snowball fighting and really good at Christmas decorating. It's a classic for me. I like to get your input on it. I personally think it's an A tier. What would you say?
Yeah, I think that it's an either an A or an S because I mean
Mm-hmm.
it's his only Christmas movie I think that he has, and for it to be one of the top Christmas movies in most people's list, it's one of his better ones. I'd either put it behind Anchorman or above Daddy's Home.
I would, me personally, I don't think it's on like the same level as Anchorman, but Daddy's Home, I would say it's better. It's like just the pure nostalgia and just for a good laugh. I would say above Daddy's Home, but below Anchorman. I think that's a fair.
Okay.
So A tier for me.
Now, I've seen this movie a few times, and it's kind of similar to um, other guys where I think that I think people find it really funny, and but I don't know why it's not like considered a really good movie. I mean, I'm sure it's considered a good movie, but um, it just seems like it's a little bit probably undervalued because there are moments that I see a lot of times on Instagram or TikTok, and I see different scenes, and they make me laugh still. Like they're really funny. So next we have Get Hard.
Get Hard is a good movie. I've only seen it a couple times though. I haven't seen it that much. The last time I saw it was with my father-in-law. Um, this is where he's a millionaire and he's like trying to get tough and or get hard, and when he's going to prison, correct?
Yeah, something to do with like I think he has to go to prison for like I don't think it's a like a criminal. I think I mean it's a criminal thing, but I think it's like okay, he's gonna go almost be like an informant, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
um, or he gets into some trouble, and yeah, then Kevin Hart is kind of teach him how to be bad, and there's just a lot of funny moments.
I think you're more of an expert on this movie than me, so I say you do the honors of ranking it.
Um, I'd probably put it above Barbie for sure. It's in that B tier. I don't. It's either to me it's either above Blades of Glory or right below it. I don't like. What do you think? Do you think it should be right above or just behind?
I'd say either or honestly works. I think it just goes down to preference. I've seen Blades of Glory a little more,
Hmm.
but that's just my personal opinion. I'm sure. I mean, this is a funny movie as well, so I'm fine with either or because I mean I can see arguments for both
We'll
ways.
uh we'll put it behind because I also feel like when people you talk about a Will Ferrell movie, Blades of Glory is probably gonna get brought up more. Just that mid 2000s. It has that vibe. Uh, the
Mm-hmm.
Is this called Holmes and Watson? I've never seen this, but it's John C. Riley and Will Ferrell, so it's gonna be really funny, obviously.
Yeah, but not their funniest work together. I'll say that. Obviously, there's two movies that come to mind that would go above this one. I'm sure you can guess what it's about with Holmes and Watson.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's better movies than this one. I would say. I'd say right there in B tier as well is another one.
And
It's really hard to rank Will Ferrell movies because he's just a
yeah.
classic. Um, it just seems like most of his movies aren't that bad. But then again, I would look in this list and there's a couple I would
Hmm.
definitely rank lower. But I would say put it behind Get Hard and above Barbie.
Now we have The House. I've never heard of this movie. I'm surprised you've watched it.
So to basically summarize it, if I remember right, they like lose a college fund and they just turn their house into a illegal casino ring. I'd put it above Austin Powers and behind Daddy's Home too.
You know
I mean,
what?
it's not really that much popular of a movie.
Now that you say that, I've definitely have heard of it before because I remember seeing trailers. All right, now we have the Lego Movie. I remember watching this in theaters, and um, I don't think I knew that Will Ferrell was the voice actor because I was still a little bit younger, so like I wasn't really like keen on oh I know who that voice is or knowing who was in the movie. But the end of the movie when like the dad comes, you realize it's like a real life kid playing with
Mm-hmm.
his dad's Legos and stuff. It really kind of it was really like emotional movie all of a sudden. Uh, and this
Mm-hmm.
Lego obviously Lego is a huge franchise, but like Lego movie like Despicable Me, like Frozen, just kind of set off this chain of I mean, there's like what 10 Lego movies between Batman and whatever else they got going on.
Powers, Clutch Powers was number one. It was the first one they made. Great
Oh,
movie as well. Peak. Or first one on DVD, one of the two.
hmm.
Um, but Lego Movie for me, peak movie or film, if you will. Um, Comedy's really good. A lot of that has to do with Chris Pratt too. It's just really good in my opinion. Lord Business has really funny moments as well. I just love this movie, me personally. I'm not gonna put it S tier, but for me, it's an A tier for sure. It's just peak comedy, in my opinion. It has that goofy like Lego feel to it. Like if you remember like the old games and stuff, the Lego games, they just have like those goofy scenes and stuff, and just makes you laugh. Like especially in Lego Batman and stuff. There's just a lot of like humor like that, and it reminds me of it. It's just really funny movie for me. I'd put it in A tier.
And above or below which of those movies?
Below Elf, yeah, put it below both of those in the A tier.
Okay, now we have the second one. I've never seen the second one.
It's not good. It was a huge step backwards in the Lego Movie franchise. It's just I didn't like it at all when I watched it. For me, this is a D tier movie. I didn't like it.
So you
It
putting
was
it
nothing like the first
above
one.
or below Despicable Me?
Above Despicable Me, but
All right, now we have Megamind.
Great movie. I think all of us would agree with that. There's a lot of funny moments with it as well, especially of him trying to be a super villain but not really being
Mhm.
that super, and then he creates his greatest. Is supposed to be his rival, but ends up creating a super villain. Love this movie. I think it's really, really good. It's up there with Lego Movie, I think. So this is a timeless classic as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely it's just another Will Ferrell movie that gives you unlimited memes and clips that you'll see on your timeline all the time, and almost always you're gonna stop and watch it. So, should A tier, above or below Lego Movie?
Below it, I think Lego Movie is amazing, but this is also an amazing movie.
All right, next up is Anchorman 2.
Another great movie as well. Not as good as the first one, obviously. First one was peak. For me, this is also a little bit of a jump backwards, but it's kind of hard to add on to a franchise when you peaked at the first movie. So the expectations was a little too high for this one. For me, this is probably going to be above Blades of Glory, but below the campaign.
Yeah, I heard it didn't do quite as well, but it still it still had its moments. Um,
Uh,
Now we have Curious George. I mean, this can really. I mean, I'm sure I've seen this movie, but I don't really remember it whatsoever.
Comedy value, it's not. It's not. It's a Curious George film. I was a Curious George kid growing up, and this is going to pay me to do it. But since we're basically doing it on comedy value, this is also going to be a D tier as well. Put it below Despicable Me.
Is he the owner, like the guy in the yellow?
Curious George. Oh, yes, never mind. Never mind. He was the man. Dang
I
it! I
just
just suck.
assumed
I
because I'm
guess
just like I have no idea who else he would even
I don't
be. I
remember
mean,
his voice though.
yeah. Well, that was almost that was like 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure. So
That's true.
next is the other guys. In my opinion, very underrated, and I think a lot of people that like have seen that and didn't really like. I'm sure people watch that movie and they're like, oh, it's just Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. It's gonna be funny. Didn't really expect too much of it, and all of a sudden, like, you're left quoting it all the time, and there's just like you can remember so much of it, and it also feels so like forgettable.
Well, for me, this is just I love this movie. This movie is really great. There's just so many memorable moments, like you said, like quoting, especially I'm a peacock, you gotta let me fly for whatever reason that was with. Will Ferrell just being a desk jockey, just really good at like math and filling out police reports
Hmm.
and not really doing actual police like detective work. But then you go back to his backstory and then you find out he was a pimp and it's just got poison ivy up his butt. It was just hilarious to me. And then I just love this movie. I think it's one of the best for me. This is my favorite Will Ferrell movie of all time. And
I don't disagree. So I mean, I know like it's,
I feel
I
like we're
mean,
gonna get flamed for that. I feel like my movie knowledge is going to get flamed anyways with not remembering some of his roles, like Man in the Yellow Hat. But
no,
this is
this
to
is
me
your
this
list,
is
and you
great.
you put it where you want.
I got this as like the best Will Ferrell movie, like comedy wise, up there.
So you want top of S?
Oh, the top of S, and that's staying there forever. I like that S list right there.
All right. Yeah. Now, especially once we got to um, other guys, we're really getting like the hits. Next is Semi Pro or Semi Pro. I've never another movie I haven't seen. A ton of clips.
Whew.
You got what's
Jackie Moon, owner, manager, player of the Flint Tropics. Very funny. This is a struggling minor league basketball team trying to make it to the NBA, and they get screwed out of it. And there's just a lot of memorable moments in this one too, especially the scene of him getting ejected. That one was really funny. Or the one he didn't want to score too many points, so he had to give out free corn dogs because they didn't even serve corn dogs. Just really turned the season around because they got a veteran player from the Celtics who's won an NBA Finals before. This is just this is another really good movie in my opinion. It's really funny. It's just classic Will Ferrell, and I put this one A tier. I put it I put it in between Elf and Daddy's Home One.
I feel like that's a good place. It's another classic movie that is high up on a lot of people's list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a lot of people's. favorite Will Ferrell movie. Maybe it's probably a lot of people's favorite movie in general. Tele, how do you say it again?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
So again, great movie. Really does the NASCAR is stupid really well, and if you ain't first, you're last. Classic quote. Um, and this is another John C. Riley and Will Ferrell. This is one of the funniest duos ever. Um, for me, though, it doesn't compare to Anchorman or the other guys. I'll put this at the top of A tier,
I feel like that's a pretty good
and
place. I know. And
it's not saying that it's a bad movie or anything. It's just that I just find Anchorman and the other guys a lot funnier than this. But this is still really good Will Ferrell movie.
all right, next up is Zoolander, the first one.
Zoolander is not a movie that I think it's overrated. Me personally, Will Ferrell obviously kind of plays the villain role in the first and second movie. Um, it's just male modeling and stuff, and you obviously got some good cameos with it, like President Donald Trump. He's in it, and he was like talking about how male modeling wouldn't be what it would be without Derek Zoolander. Not as good as everything else. I'd put this one B tier, and behind I don't really like this movie as well
and,
as much as other
and
people
where at
do.
in B tier?
I'd say behind Get Hard.
It's weird. It's like there's not many of these I kind of disagree with. Like I maybe would have put Daddy's Home 2 a little bit higher up, and probably I don't know. I mean, a lot of these some of these movies I haven't seen, but it's other than I think some people may be upset with tele tele I can't. Ugh, never mind.
Talladega Nights. Yeah, I agree with that
I'm just
one.
gonna
That
yeah.
people are gonna be upset with that.
But so far it's pretty. I agree. Okay, Wedding Crashers. Again, another movie have not seen, but ton of clips. I don't even know what Will Ferrell's character is in this movie, but I know Owen Wilson and the other guy's really funny.
Yeah, this is a pretty good movie as well. I like it more than Zoolander, but it doesn't really compete with a lot of the other ones. I would put this above Zoolander, and yeah, not really much to say about it. It's not the most well known for him.
So behind Get Hard.
Yeah, behind Get Hard.
All right, all right.
What's this next one?
Zoolander number two.
I might get flamed for this one because I'm not a big fan of the Zoolander series. I'm gonna put this in C tier as well. I'm gonna put it behind Daddy's Home, but above the house.
Yeah, honestly, the only I don't know if it's in the first or second one, but I do like the scene. I see it a lot where it's like me and it's something about like the boys convinced me to go golfing or something, and they're like, "Come on," and
Hmm.
they get like the little smoothies in the car, and it's wake me up before you go by Wham, and it's just like like that's one of my favorite songs too, so I really like that scene. Okay, uh, best for last in some people's minds. I mean, you think of Will Ferrell, you think of John C. Riley in this movie, and I mean, so many quotable moments. And I was actually in a intro to theater class in college, and uh, one of the end of semester assignments was you and a partner had to act out this scene. And me and my partner did some scene from the office, but the this group they did the drum set scene, and I mean it was just them.
Oh,
They brought their like some props in, and it was a girl and a guy, and it was I mean it was really funny, and they did a really good job. So like I know this. I mean this movie is one of a kind, honestly. So take it away.
this is a classic, but upset alert. I think this is one of the most overrated movies ever. I don't think it compares to Anchorman, Talladega Nights, or the other guys. But that being said, this is still a classic movie. It's really funny, but this is not going S tier. This is going behind Talladega Nights. Um, I just think this is an overrated movie, honestly, and I think that there's a lot of movies that are a lot funnier than uh, than Step Brothers by a lot. I mean, three.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't think it's the best work.
yeah, I mean honestly, you could like and I know you were talking about earlier, you're like there may be a few upsets, and as I'm looking at it, I mean, I think from bottom, I think people can agree with that. Again, not that I know you said Despicable Me 4 isn't really that good, but like a lot of these movies, especially the bottom two, I mean, actually, let me take that back. The first three in C, they're just maybe worse Will Ferrell movies, and then the other ones are just like, well, he's not in it very much. Barbie and
Hmm.
like the back of like B, the back of it is some like okay, some lesser known Will Ferrell stuff, and um, but I mean, like you got the hits at the top, you got some of your favorites up there as well, and uh, I'm sure some other people's favorites kind of dropped a little bit, but overall, I think it's a pretty solid list.
I think the only blasphemous act I was, but
We'll see you there.
with that being said, this is the Tacos Will Ferrell movie list. I would say the only blasphemous act I had was ranking Step Brothers as low as it was, but sue me, come at me. Next up on this episode, we're going to do Jarvis, aka Swatter, his ranking on the Adam Sandler movies. And thank you for watching this rendition of Clapping Beefcakes. Taco out.